Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's so wonderful to be together to start Shabbat. And I just want to invite everyone, as we had a week where we invited in the month of Av, and just another week, just to become present here. Just make yourself comfortable where you are. Maybe look at the people around you if you're with other people, or at a tree if you're outside, or just finding that spot where you can join us both physically and emotionally as we bring in Shabbat together this week. We'll begin with Yedid Nefesh on page 10.
We're on page 252. Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman Mishoch Abdach El Ritzonach Yarutz Abdach Emo'ayal Yishtachaveh El Mod Hadarach Yeravlo Yedidutach Minofet Zuf Bechol Ta'am Yeravlo Yedidutach Minofet Zuf Bechol Ta'am Higalena Ufros Chaviv Alai Et Sukat Shelomach Yahir Eretz Mikvodah נגילה ונשמחה בך מהר היא ומועד בכונני כי בעולם היי הננאי היי הננאי היי הננאי היי הננאי היי היי ננאי נאי היי 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 Shabbat Shalom to everyone. It is Shabbat Hazzan, the Shabbat before Tisha B'Av, and in the Talmud in Shabbat on page 119b, there's a long litany, a list of all the reasons why the temple was destroyed, beginning with the fact that that the Israelites didn't celebrate Shabbat. That was what led to the destruction. And the question is, why is that just about observance, really? They didn't observe Shabbat. And I believe really it's well more than about being observant of mitzvot and deeply about what it means to have Shabbat. Really that without vision, without the chance to restore, without the chance to give ourselves a break, to breathe, to step outside the day-to-day, without that, destruction is inevitable because we need to step back and imagine something different, to live with what is. And imagine something new could come from what is and work towards it. So as we recite these beautiful psalms that allow us to walk from the weekday to Shabbat, I invite us to think how deeply we need Shabbat. We need Shabbat for ourselves, and the world needs Shabbat so we can be builders and not destroyers. L'chun Ranana, page 254 in Sim Shalom, page 11 in Lev Shalem.
Please turn to page 13 on Lev Shalem, page 254 on Sim Shalom. Shiru l'Adonai שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. וספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו. כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, באדוני שמיים עשה, הוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו. אהבו לאדוני משפחות עמים, אהבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, אהבו לאדוני כבוד שמו. שאו מנחה ובואו לחצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, הילו מפניו כל הארץ. אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך, אף תיכון תבל בל תימות, ידין עמים במישרים. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלוא יעלו שדי, וכל אשר בו אז ירננו כל ההר. לפני אדוני כי לשפוט הארץ, לשפוט תבל בצדק, בעמים באמונתו.
The middle of page 256 and page 16.
I'll call
page 20 or page 258. Page 260, page 27. Sorry, page 21.
וירקידם כמו הגל לבנון וסיריון, כמו בין רעימים כל אדוני, חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יחיל מדבר יחיל, אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני יכול אלי אלום, ויחשוף יערון, ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד, אדוני למבול ישב וישב אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך דמו ושלום, עיני עיני היי 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 היי
Shabbat Shalom. Tonight, I want to talk about our relationship with God. I want to talk about Tisha B'Av, and I want to talk about Shabbat. This week, we start the book of Dvarim, and our parsha opens with the words, Eila hadvarim asher diber Moshe el kol Yisrael. These are the words which Moses spoke to all of Israel. And then it goes on to share, and it gives an exact location of where Moses was when he delivered his words, listing 8 places and ending with a place called Di Zahav in the Hebrew. The rabbis in the Talmud look at this list and the places in it, and they ask about the name Di Zahav, since unlike the rest of the places named in this list, the name Di Zahav was never mentioned before in the Torah. They tell us that it means enough gold. And imagine an incredible conversation between God and Moses, where Moses says to God, when the people were leaving Egypt, you made them take the Egyptians' gold and silver until they said, enough. It was this abundant amount of gold and silver that caused the people to make the golden calf and sin against you. In this radical midrash, the rabbis imagine Moshe telling God that it is not the people's fault that they sinned and made the golden calf, but that it was God's fault. Over the past few months, while in ways I have felt incredibly close and sometimes even held by God, it has also been hard not to feel abandoned and full of anger and grief. It's hard not to turn to God and say, how are you allowing hundreds of thousands of people to die and get sick from a virus? And why did you create human beings to kill one another in the streets? Of course, my theology is forever unfolding, and I'm not even sure if I believe in a God who is in control like this, but I have to admit, what I do know is that at times, I'm angry at God and find myself questioning God as if I did. This Shabbat is Shabbat Chazon, the Shabbat before Tisha B'Av. My teacher, Rabbi Eben Leder, teaches us that from the 17th of Tammuz to Yom Kippur, we enter a cycle of forgiveness. We are taught that on the 17th of Tammuz, Moses came down from the mountain only to see the people around the golden calf, and he smashed the first set of tablets. The tradition then tells us that Moshe came down with the second set of tablets on Yom Kippur, the sign that God had forgiven us. Rabbi Leder says, we need to forgive God and not just our human friends before we can be forgiven. In order to do that, we need to face honestly and without apologetics the pain and suffering that are part of living in this world, or in mythic language, the suffering that God has inflicted upon us. That is the essence of the month of Av. Shabbat is a time for us to pause, to be in relationship with ourselves, our loved ones, the world around us, and to be in relationship with God. As we know, relationships are so complicated and hard. They come with moments of anger and moments of forgiveness. From their interpretation of the words Di Zahav, enough gold, our rabbis are inviting us to be in a real and raw relationship with the divine, a relationship that is messy and sometimes painful. In a time where there is so much brokenness, fear, and uncertainty, it is not difficult to embody the mourning and loss that is evoked in the month of Av, and so acutely on the day of Tisha B'Av. But it is crucial for us to remember this cycle, that after the pain comes forgiveness. May we each be blessed with a Shabbat that allows us to sit with God. This week, an encounter with God full of questions, perhaps, disappointments, maybe even blame. And on Thursday, a Tisha B'Av that opens our hearts and allows us to begin to forgive. For even God needs to be forgiven. Shabbat Shalom.
Page 262 or page 23.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Ishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem u'tiferet ve'letila lecha dodi likrakala b'nei Shabbat nekabla lecha dodi likrakala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lecho v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha Mirosh mikasnem neducha Sof maseh במחשבת תחילה לך דודי לקרא קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקרא קלה B'nei Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech Yer melucha Kumitei mitoch hafecha Rav lach Bacha Vehu Yachamo Alayich Hema Lecha Dodi Likra Kala B'nei Shabbat
Me'afar kumi Levshi bigdei
תפארתך מהיד בן ישי בהתהלכי כובע אל נפשי נפשי גאולה לך אדוני לקראת קהלה עיני שבת נקבלה אדוני לקראת קהלה עיני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי יברך קומי הורי 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 ידברי כבוד אדוני עלייך חמלה נגלה דודי ילד קלה עיני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה עיני שבת נקבלה לא תבושי ולא תקלמי מהשתי תוכחי ומהתמי בך יחנו אני העמי ונבנתה עיר אנטילה לך דודי לקראת קהלה עיני שבת קבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה עיני שבת נקבלה
היו למשיסה שוסייך ברחקו כל מבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך כי משוש חתן חתן על כלה ולך דודי לקראת כלה לפני שבת נקבלה לך דודי כלה שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי אויבת אדוני תריצי על יד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה אוי ונגילה לך דודי לקראת כלה לפני שבת לך דודי ולקראת כלה לפני שבת נקבלה בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, בואי גם בשמחה ובצון לה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה שבת המלכה, לכדותי לקראת קלה, ובני שבת נקבלה, לכדותי לקראת קלה, שבת נקבלה. Turn now to page 206. Sim Shalom on page 27. Lev Shalem. מזמור שיר, מזמור שיר, ליום השבת. מזמור שיר, מזמור שיר, ליום השבת. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, לעשור ברנה ולעלי היגיון בחינות. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך ומעשה ידיך, רנן מגד במעשיך אדוני מאוד המקום הקשבותיך. איש בהר לא ידע וכסיל לא יבין את זאת, מפרוח רשעים כמו עשב ויציצו כל פועלי הבל הישם דמדי עד ואתם הרמלו. כי נה אויביך אדוני, כי נה אויביך אדוני, יתפרדו כל פועלי הבל. עוד ינובון בשיבה דשנים ורעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולת בו אדוני מלאך גאות לבש לבש אדוני. עדותיך אמנו מאוד, לביתך נאו הקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים.
Before we rise for Kaddish, I'm going to invite everyone to write the names of their loved ones that they're marking the yahrzeit for or mourning. And we want to extend our condolences to Deborah Robel Cohn and her children Zachary and Benjamin, and their entire family all over the world, really, in Australia and California and here, on the death of Deborah's father, Maury Robel. All those in mourning are marking a Kaddish, marking a yahrzeit, are invited to please rise on page 268 in Sim Shalom and in Lev Shalem.
Page 30.
Thank you. I'll just spend a little bit more time for people to write their loved ones in the chat. Mourner's Kaddish, page 268. Yitzgadan v'kadash shemei Rabba, b'ama dirach berutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yamechon, u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן.
אמן.
יהי שמי רבם בברך
מברך לעולם
לעולם עולמי
ולעולמי
עולמיה.
עולמיה.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל לשמי קודשה בריחו.
אמן.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה. דאמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
אמן.
יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה. וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן.
אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו. ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו אמן.
Amen.
We now turn to candle lighting. In the Shabbat, we have Deva and Benna Shub and their friends Lily and Scarlett, who are here. Oh, there they are. Just Lily is there. Hi, Benna. One of the reasons we asked Deva and Benna, and we're happy you're joining, Lily, is Deva has been the chief program officer of the JCC for I don't know how many years, 15 years or something. And she's also been the head of our shelter for probably just as long. And Deva and Ben are making their way to DC. So Deva is going to become the CEO of the JCC in Washington, DC. And she has given much to BJ. Benna also has been probably the youngest person ever to sleep in the shelter. They've been a team, and we're profoundly grateful for all the ways you've given to the community in ways that are often not visible but known. So we invite you to light candles.
Yeah, you were muted, but yes,
There now I'm muted, right? Okay. Hamalacha go LOT.
And if you want to sing with me, it's on page 692 of Sim Shalom. המלאך הגואל אותי, מלאך הגואל אותי מכל רע, יברך את הנערים ויקרב בהם שמי. בשם אבותיי, בשם אבותיי, אברהם ויצחק, וידגו לרוב, וידגו לרוב, בקרב הארץ.
You have children nearby, you can put your hands on their heads. And if you don't have children or you have parents, you can put their hands on their heads. And if everyone wants some blessings, it's hard times, we know, and everyone needs some blessings, right? Kids put parents on their heads. Yisimech Elohim kesara Rachel v'Leah, Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim u'Menashe. Yivarechecha Adonai v'Yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai pan avelecha v'Yichuneka, Yisa Adonai pan avelecha v'Yasem lecha. Shalom. Amen. Shabbat Shalom to everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to hear someone, right? Shabbat Shalom. We're invite you to join us tomorrow morning live from the sanctuary, live streamed at 10 o'clock. And tomorrow night, Mariv and Havdalah will be at 9:10. This week, as Becca said, is Tisha B'Av, and it's obviously a profound day of mourning, the saddest day of our year. We'll be having mincha. Morning minyan is at regular time, Sundays at 9:30, 8 o'clock on weekdays. Evening minyan will be on Monday and Tuesday at 7 as usual, but on Wednesday, in anticipation of Tisha B'Av, mincha, the afternoon service will be at 6. And then the evening service, Mariv, with the reading of Eicha, will be at 8:15. We invite everyone to bring either a candle or a flashlight. It's traditional to sit on the floor with the reading of the book of Eicha in candlelight or flashlight. So we hope, even though we won't be able to be in the same room with one another, that experience will transcend the sanctuary. Thursday morning services will be at 8, like regular morning minyan. For Tisha B'Av. After services at 9:30, Marcelo will be doing a teaching called Renewing the Fast in Our Time. You can register on Zoom up until the time of the teaching. And Becca will be teaching at 4:45, Finding Light in the Darkness. The Messiah is supposed to be born on Tisha B'Av in the afternoon, so I assume Becca will be bringing us the light in that way. And then Mincha will be at 6 and 8:15 for Mariv, and the fast ends at 8:44. So we hope to have everyone with us to travel this very sad but meaningful day. There's much to mourn for. And finally, I just want to, I hope everyone, members and non-members who are with us, whether you're formally part of our community or not, today an email went out talking about our plans for Yamim Naraim for the High Holy Days, and our knowing that these are going to be High Holy Days like never we've experienced before, and yet we've been working really hard to imagine and think about ways we can inspire ourselves to travel this road that Becca spoke about, that began on the 17th of Tammuz and really only ends at Hoshana Rabbah, actually, right before Simchat Torah and Shmini Atzeret. And so we pray and hope that everyone will travel with us at this time. There's so much searching to do for ourselves and for our country and for Israel, and to really take this time to really travel, not travel alone, but travel in community with community. And so we're hoping that everyone who's a part of our community near and far will consider rejoining or joining for the first time. The live stream will be available to members for High Holy Days, but everything else that goes with that experience, all the learning, all the preparation, all the ways we'll gather as a community will only be open for members. We need to sustain the community, and we ask you, no matter whether you're local in New York City, to think if you've been reaping the blessings of what it means to be connected, to support those blessings by joining. So we hope that and if you ever have any questions, any of us, Ari, Becca, myself, Becca's already kind of full in, she's got it all covered. So you can always reach out to us or our membership office. Also, finances should never prevent anyone from being part of the community. So we hope we'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll end with Shalom Aleichem on page 722 in Sim Shalom. And what page is it in?
73 on Lev Shalem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Rachamim, Mimelech מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך שלום עליכם מלכי השרת מלכי עליון מלכי רחמים ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא
HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Rachamim, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Rachamim, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Rachamim, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי רחמים, מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי רחמים, מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Shabbat shalom to all, and we want to thank once again Don and Satoshi and Ismail and Demetrios and Beth, of course, who make this experience all possible and beautiful. And now we're going to invite everyone to unmute and wish each other a Shabbat shalom so we can hear all our voices that we miss. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shalom.
Shabbat everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom. Nice. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Family living Maine.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
On Friday night.